was it? Nekare ke a lora, nekare ke a lora. It was just like a dream, a nightmare. I could not believe what was happening. I could not believe what was happening. He was gone. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Kina Leto, aka Mahadi Celepe, aka Mavrrr. Thank you for being here. Welcome back if you've been here before. If it's your first time here, welcome. So today I just wanted to make this video as a dedication to the little person that has changed our lives for good. The experience of having him and all the memories we hold so dear of him as a family, as a mother, as a couple, as, you know, the whole family. So today, 11 years ago, we had a bouncing baby boy, and we called him L'Amour. So he was 18 months younger than Hali, who's now 12. Oh man. Okay, so I had just started with my singing, and at the time I didn't want, you know, I was done. I had a boy, I had a girl, and I was done with children. And he just came out of nowhere. I was still breastfeeding, and I don't remember if I was on any contraception, but I think I was, because I remember being pretty shocked that I was pregnant. And I was not happy. I was not happy. I was not happy, because this is not the pregnancy I wanted, you know? I was like, Lord, why? Because we were struggling. We were really struggling financially. And pregnancy had been difficult. Having children was really difficult on me. You know, I think I had postnatal blues. I didn't understand. This was me now trying to start doing things for myself after having been home this was 2008. So I had been home for about 6 years, and this was now my time to do something for me. I had just, I was working on recording, or had I just recorded? Goodness, I don't remember. Okay, I think I had recorded a taster track, because I wasn't sure about recording. I had a friend of mine, Nkosi Kandlovu, in the UK, who had, you know, always been telling me, my sister, you should be recording, because I was singing everywhere. I was singing, you know, and people would be coming to me and asking me, when are you recording? And I would think, no, recording, no, I'm just singing. I just love singing, you know, because I thought recording is for special people, you know. I'm just me. I'm just singing. That's all. I'm not into recording. And then so Pastor Sunny Moyo, who's my producer on my latest song, My God, who's also my producer on my very first album, he now said to me, I don't remember how I had met him, because he's not Adventist. I think I had gone to I was invited, I think, to sing at an event, and he was there, and we got to speak, and he then now also mentioned me recording. And I thought, oh, okay, if he also thinks I can record, so he then convinced me to come and just do a taster anyway, to just do a song and see how it's gonna go, and then I can decide from that. So we had done this track. It was amazing. That was Dignified. Malabo and I were just awestruck. We were listening to this song all the time, driving around in Wales. We lived in Brecon at the time, in Wales, United Kingdom. and we're driving around just looking at the scenery. You guys, if you know Brecon, you know, it's famous for the Brecon beacons. People go there for hiking and stuff. It is really, really beautiful. And we're just driving around and just enjoying the song, and I couldn't believe that is me. That is my voice. You know? And it was between that and going back to now record, because now we'd now spoken about it. Okay, how much is it gonna be? So we had to raise now these funds, you know, to record. It was between that time when I found out I was pregnant. You know, it was like, so I did not understand why, oh Lord, why? And then I got used to the idea. I fell in love with the person inside me. So I remember when I then went to record, I went up to Birmingham. I took my kids to my friend, Forge, we used to call her, Fortunate. She lived in Manchester. I took the children there, and that's where Harley spent her first birthday. It was also to help me win Harley off the breast. Harley loved, like, she was breastfeeding. This girl was so unfriendly. She just wanted mom. She just wanted to be in mom's arms, mom's hands, mom's boob. You know, she didn't want anyone else. So Forge had the kids to help me win her off, and so that I can record as well. Recorded, and so the little man came. The winning off actually helped Harley so much, because after that she was just this bubbly person. She was like an outgoing, curious. She became this curious 1-year-old, you know, running around and loving people and just be smiling and just be herself, the way you know her now. If you know her, you know the way my daughter is now. She just became like that, you know. She you know, she has her shyness, but she's a loud and really happy, bubbly personality, really amazing person, like her brother, you know. And she came back really nice from that experience. So we had this pregnancy, and then at the time, my husband was not working because he was going through his own spiritual, I don't know what to call it. He had felt God speak to him about depending on him 100%. He had felt God speaking to him about, just relying on him and serving him with his everything and working for him full time. So he decided he was going to quit medicine and go into ministry. So at this time, you know, he didn't know what is God saying exactly, but he was going to obey. So he was home, he was not working. So we had no income. So it was a really difficult time. This is why I was not happy that I was pregnant. You know, it's another reason why I wasn't happy I was pregnant, because it was a really, really difficult time. I remember at one time, like, we stopped going to church because we couldn't afford to go to church. We didn't have fuel to go to church. Our church was really far though. It was an hour away. We used to go to Cardiff. So we're like right in the center. And there was like 3 churches all an hour away. There was Cardiff, there was Swansea, there was Method Tidville. No, Method Tidville didn't have a church. Llandrindod Wells. That's where we went sometimes. So we didn't have any fuel, and our pastor checked up on us. Why are you guys not coming to church? So I don't know. I think I mentioned it because I just mentioned I'm not embarrassed about such things. I'm not embarrassed about sharing my life. You know, I feel it's life. It's part of life. You know. So I was like, oh, sorry, we couldn't afford to come. We didn't have any fuel. The next day they came. We were in Swaf at this point. There's a church called Swaf, South Wales African something Community Fellowship. Because we used to go to different churches around the area, and we loved Llandrindod Wells, but we were asked to join the African community, which I was not very happy about, because I'm not for that kind of segregation. As far as I'm concerned, that's segregation. I don't like it. But the president tried to explain to us that we are trying to reach out to the African community, and we feel like there'll be much more free to join the church if it was people who are like them. But we were like, nah. But then the church pastor then called us. We're like, okay then. It's like, we need help. We're trying to, we're starting up a church. We need a singer. We need you guys to come. So that's how we started going to that church. They came the next day in a van. Not a South African van, like a UK van. I think it's van even here. Like not a bakkie, but like a, it's like a 20, the 25-seater, but inside it's empty. That one, yeah. The van was full of groceries. There was a huge 25 kilograms of rice, 25 kilograms of this oil, 5 liters. Oh, guys, the way I cried, because there was nothing in the house. There was nothing in the house. I don't know if my son remembers all these things. I've been meaning to talk to him about it and just see how much he remembers. Because he was 5. Yeah, he was 5. And we went through a lot. But, by God's grace, we never went to bed hungry. We never went to bed hungry, but the house, even if there was nothing. Mulapa was so good at cooking things that I don't see. Like, I'm like, there is nothing. Mulapa would mix things. He was so creative, He could mix cereal and something. Like, he could see things and mix them up, and it's so yummy. And Rhea was such a happy boy. Rhea never gave us any trouble. He didn't ask for anything. Like, he knew the rules. When we go to the shops, you don't ask me for anything. You don't ask me to buy you anything. Like, that was just the rules, So he was such an understanding boy. I mean, of course, children are children. So he was a child and he had his moments. But he made that time so bearable because he wasn't troubling me. His sister was not troubling me because it was like she senses, she was 1. It's like she senses that something is not right, We were fine. We were all the way in Wales. We were alone in Brecon. We were the only African family in the whole village. And they were so amazing. They were so amazingly, like, we were like celebrities. I've seen people who live in China talking about how they get stares and how they're treated in China, how people are. Like, it's like a token. I thought Rhea was so loved by everyone. Like, UK people really love children, especially really old people. They'll stop you and just talk to the child. That's a really amazing thing about the UK. So there was this black child, and Rhea was cute. He was cute. I'll find pictures and insert. And so my kids were, so we really felt at home in Wales. But it was so good that, in the UK, people mind their business. We didn't live in the towns and cities where the black people are. So people didn't know what we were going through. We were all the way there alone, struggling alone, and being poor alone, So that was it was during that time when the little man came into our lives. My labor was really short because I didn't want to. I remember with Harley, I had gone so many times to the hospital and I was returned back. The same with Rhea, but with Harley, I had stopped. I had waited and thought, okay, I'm waiting. All right, now I can't. And when I got there, I'm still big. And then I went back home. But when I had gone there, then the last time, she had come out pretty quickly. With L'Amour, I remember not even wanting to go in because I could not bear being returned back home. So I remember taking a bath. We had Mulapo's colleague, Sister Sue. Like at this time, Mulapo was not working, but all his colleagues were still his friends. You know, everyone still wanted him to come back to work. Everybody was still trying to understand why he has quit. They didn't have a doctor there. You know, it was like a rehab kind of hospital. Mulapo was doing geriatrics. And anywho, Sister Sue then came and stayed with the children the night Lamo was born, because I just remember going in the bath because I was in so much pain, and then that sort of accelerated the contractions. I didn't know that that's what people do to try and accelerate the contractions. I didn't realize that. That going in the bath does that. Yeah, so oh my days. So he was born. We stayed over. Yeah, I stayed quite a while. I was 9 centimeters for hours. Because we went very early in the morning, and then Mulapo had to go home because now Sister Sue had to leave. Sister Sue spent the night with the kids, and she had to leave because she was going to work. So Mulapo went home and took the kids to school. When she came back, when he came back, L'amour was born. You know, L'amour looked just like Harley. He looked just like Harley when she was born. He looked just like her. We had L'amour 25 December 2008. And when he was 2 weeks old, you know, it was a very happy day when Mulapo came back from school from picking up Ria. He came with our friends, Ria's best friend William and his family, our friends, Sarah and Stuart. And it was such a happy day. We were so excited, and they took me home that evening, I think. So Hali and L'amour were born at the same hospital, Abagaveni Hospital, Neville Hall Hospital in Abagaveni. Ria was born in Solihull Hospital in West Midlands, which is like 10 minutes from Birmingham. Probably longer, but it feels like 10 because there's not even a space. It's like Solihull, it's like another town. It's like it all feels like Birmingham. But yeah, so we went home, and when he was 2 weeks old, he had a cold. We took him to hospital, and was he there a week? He was there for a while. Was it 2 days? I don't remember how long he was there for. They said he had bronchiolitis, and they said all kids are having it at the moment, so it's a thing that's just going around. They said, yeah, they sent him home. He was looking okay, and they said if anything comes up, if he gets worse or if anything, I should just bring him straight to the ward. So we went home, and then okay, so they said if he gets worse, just bring him back. So we took him home, and he was getting better. And then Harley caught a cold as well. So Harley is 18 months old. Because Harley was born 2007 March. L'amour was born 2008 September. Pardon me. So I vowed I wouldn't make Harley feel neglected because there was a new child in the house. So I always prioritized Harley when Harley cried. When they both cried. So this other day, bonfire night in Brecon, bonfire night is a huge thing in the UK. So there was bonfire night, and we all went to see the fireworks. It was freezing cold. So it was probably irresponsible of us, really. But we wanted to all go as a family to go see fireworks. We were gonna be outside. I had this double buggy that I had bought. But when we got there, we were late for the fireworks. And I said Mulapo and Ria to just run out to watch the fireworks. And the kids were both crying. Actually, that afternoon, L'Amour had been not well. And I had rung my GP. Yeah, he didn't look well. He looked tired. And I had rung my GP. Our GP was also the guy at the hospital, because the hospital has no emergency services. I don't know if they do now. So I'd rung him to tell him about L'Amour, and he had said not to come later when he's at the hospital, to come see him there. So I think it was like at 7, come at 7. But the fireworks were starting at 6 or something, or 6:30. So yeah, it was already the plan that we go to the fireworks and then to the hospital. So Brecon is really small, so it's not even a problem. You know, it's not like Brecon is really small. So we went to the fireworks, but when we got there, we were late. So the boys ran out and leave us. And I'm like, okay, I'll catch up. I'm coming now. But then the kids are crying. So I'm holding Harley, comforting Harley, just feeling her. She's crying. And then I'm hearing L'Amour is crying, but I'm trying to make sure Harley gets quiet first, and then I can attend to L'Amour. And then L'Amour stops crying. He's crying less. When I put Harley down, I look at L'Amour. L'Amour is sweating. I'm like, no. This doesn't look right. You know, he's sweating and he seems like he's tired. He seems really tired. I don't know, have a way of calling Mulapo. Mulapo had no phone. Like, we had one phone. I drove to the hospital. I got there. The doctor was not there. No, I rang the doctor. I told him, I have to see you now. He's sweaty. He doesn't look fine. He doesn't look okay. So it's sort of faded how it felt, but I remember it being a very urgent thing. I remember panicking when looking at him. I remember panicking that he doesn't look right. And the doctor said, okay, I'll be on my way now. So this was before 7. It was like 7:15, I think. So we got there at the same time. He didn't know what to do with the baby. So he's a tiny, he was like 3 weeks maybe now, or 2.5, 3 weeks, let's say. And I don't know, he just wanted to know where my husband was, because he felt he needed to get my husband's opinion. Like, he wasn't acting, like, I love him, so I don't feel comfortable talking like this about him, but I'm not saying who he is. So, and hopefully he never watches this, because he was such an amazing man. I love him, you know, as a person. But he didn't know, the man didn't know what to do with a baby. It's like he had never touched a baby in his life. He is a GP, he's working in emergency, but he didn't know. I don't know, I'm pretty sure he knows what to do with babies, but because it was my baby, his colleague's baby, he didn't know what to do with them. It's like he just got a mental block. He didn't know what to do. He was like, where's Dr. Slepe? So I was like, they're at the fireworks. So I don't know, I've sent message. I remember I saw someone as I was leaving, because with Brecon being small, everybody knew everybody, sort of. So I had seen someone and told them, please tell Mulapo I've gone to the hospital. The kids are unwell. Yeah, so I was saying, I don't even know if he's going to get the message, but I have sent someone to tell him the kids are unwell. So we rang the he said, yeah, he doesn't look good. We need the ambulance. Where is the ambulance? The ambulance is in Hereford. That's like an hour away. Okay, the joys of living in a village. There's one ambulance for the county. Anyway, I can't quite remember the details, but there was one ambulance. We had to wait for an hour. While we were waiting, L'Amour is not put into something that helping him. He's not being put into something that's coming to my screen. While we are waiting, he's not being put to rest into something. Put him into something, mask something. No, we're waiting for the ambulance. When the ambulance arrives, just after Malap arrives. At this point, I'm crying now. At this point, I'm trying to be strong. But I'm saying my baby he's not coping. He's not coping. I'm busy talking to him. I think Hailey was just calm, I think, at this point, because I'm busy talking to him. I'm saying, baby, you're gonna be fine, okay, baby? Hold on, all right? Hold on. I'm talking to the child. Woo! That was the last time I heard my baby cry. In a real state of limbo, not sure if I'm coming, not sure if I'm going. Do I talk to a friend? But that won't help.